Ma'am, for the further proceeding. Please give her a big hand.
Round of applause.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for the intro. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be in India. I can't believe it. I'm so excited to be with all of y'all. It's been great meeting everyone. I live in San Francisco, like they said. I'm a product manager specifically for the Success Community. Have all of y'all logged into the Success Community, success.salesforce.com? Raise your hand. Yay, that's where all the developer user groups, everything is there. And I'm on the AppExchange product management team. So I work really closely with the AppExchange itself, which is why I'm presenting about this. Before this role, I was a Technical Evangelist. With ISV partners. So basically companies who want to integrate with Salesforce's platform, I was their technical consultant, technical architect type role. So I've been with Salesforce over 3 years now, and I'm super pumped to be here. So that's a little bit about me. Now, what about y'all? Raise your hand if you, raise your hand. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is okay. Should it be buzzing? Or, okay. Sorry, okay. I won't move. Raise your hand if you're a developer. Okay. Raise your hand if you have ever been on the AppExchange, appexchange.salesforce.com. Okay. Raise your hand if you have a product on the AppExchange. Nice. And raise your hand if you want to become a partner, but you're not a partner right now. You might want to distribute on the AppExchange one day. Nice. Okay, good. So I'm going to talk to you about the AppExchange. First, I'm going to go over kind of a high level what the AppExchange is. Then I'm going to dig a little deeper into the platform itself, and then tell you where to go from there. So I'll start with the forward-looking statement. Please make all purchasing decisions based on what's currently available. I may be saying some forward-looking statements, but don't take those into account. All right, so the AppExchange, which a lot of you are familiar with. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it is like the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, but for enterprise software apps. It is the #1 marketplace for enterprise software. So any company who wants some kind of software to manage their customers' data should go to the AppExchange first. We have over 3,000 apps, 300 components, and we're almost to 5 million installs. We've grown a ton in the past few years, so it's a super thriving marketplace that's doing really well, and everyone should get involved who's not involved today. So everything on the AppExchange is trusted and secure. All the apps have to go through a super rigorous security review process. So anything you download, install from the AppExchange has to be secure and has to be kind of vetted and verified by Salesforce. So all your code has to be secure, it can't be easily hackable, all that. So it's super trusted and secure. Every customer who's installing from the AppExchange knows that it's Salesforce verified, Salesforce status quality code. Also, it's reviewed by peers, which is cool. So it's like Yelp. You know, if you go to a good restaurant, you write a review about it. If you install an app and you really like it, you can write a review and read other people's reviews. So you can figure out which app, you know, is really what it claims to be. So it's a great marketplace. Everyone should check it out, appexchange.salesforce.com. And what's also really cool about it is that the apps aren't just for a specific person or for a specific vertical or industry. It spans across all industries, all verticals. There's finance apps, accounting apps. In my previous role, when I was a technical evangelist, I worked with partners who had document management apps, had farmhouse equipment management apps, retail management apps, accounting apps. So anything, basically the platform can be super customized to whatever industry you want. So you can kind of get a whole plethora of options from the AppExchange. Also, this is a time to call out Appy, which is our cat. This is our mascot for the AppExchange. We're going to be passing out Appy stickers later during Erica's keynote. They're super cute, and whenever you see Appy, you know it's the AppExchange cat, and she's there to help you figure out which app you want to install. So, cute little cat. What's new-ish is that we started integrating. So, to start off, we basically only had apps that integrated with Sales Cloud. And then we introduced Service Cloud integrations, and then Marketing Cloud, and now we're doing Analytics Cloud. There's also an app for Quip, so you can pull in your Quip data into your Salesforce, which is super helpful. Also, there's a trailhead tracking app. So if you work at a company and you want to make sure your sales reps are, taking trails on how to be a good salesperson, or making sure developers are learning the best Salesforce practices, and you want them to take specific trails, you can install this trailhead tracking app and assign trails to certain people and kind of monitor what trails your users of Salesforce are taking, which is a super cool app. So a lot of interesting integrations that all work really seamlessly with Salesforce. Another thing that was kind of recently introduced to the AppExchange is components. How many of y'all are familiar with components? Okay, so not as many as apps, of course, but components are for those super customized needs where apps don't quite meet what you're going for. For example, like a component in itself is a self-contained reusable widget that you can drag and drop anywhere on a page. So if you're working in on a certain page and you need a way to easily calculate certain numbers, you may drag on a calculator component so that it's right there on the page and you can just type it out and then enter it into your data and maybe link it to whatever field you want it to enter in. Let's say you're working in an industry where you need to know the weather. There could be a weather component. Drag that into your app. It'll display the weather for you in mobile and on desktop and everything. So it's for those super customized use cases where a whole app itself may not meet your needs, but a specific part of the page might work well. The other cool thing with the AppExchange is recently we included it in Lightning Experience. How many of y'all are using Lightning Experience, are familiar with Lightning Experience? Okay, good. Hopefully everyone. That's the new UI of Salesforce, so get to know it, get to love it. Now there is a way for the AppExchange to be displayed within Lightning Experience. So that means any customer of Salesforce can click on the AppExchange widget without leaving Salesforce, without leaving their CRM, without having to go to appexchange.salesforce.com. They can see the AppExchange displayed over their CRM. So this is a huge thing for the AppExchange business. We're now in every customer's hands when they click on that button. So if you guys build an app for the AppExchange, any customer of Salesforce can click into this and see your name at the top of that. So super cool new addition. So basically, this slide talks about there's options to build and connect. Once you've built and connected your app to Salesforce's platform, marketing and selling is kind of the next step. And then once you market and sell and kind of grow with us, we'll give you different resources and grow the partnership. So now we're going to dive a little deeper into the building and connecting part. Since some of you guys are developers, some of you might be interested in being partners, so this is pertaining to you. So some little things to highlight about the Salesforce platform. First of all is that it's mobile automatically. When you build an app in Salesforce Desktop and you log in with your Salesforce One app, your app is automatically mobile. You don't have to build a separate mobile version of your app. And this is huge for a lot of you developers out there who have had to build a mobile version of your desktop app. This automatically comes with it. So this is super exciting, zero work required. You can add, custom screens and stuff just for your mobile view, but you don't have to. Everything's automatically mobile. Also, it's super scalable. So when you start as a partner of Salesforce, you may have 5 customers and they're only, using a little bit of your apps and a little bit of data, and then you might grow to 5,000 customers. Salesforce's platform will grow with you. We're super scalable. You don't have to worry about buying a separate infrastructure, separate data centers, any of that. We handle all of that. So that's really nice for those developers in the room. Also, there's a lot of partners and integrations that are on the AppExchange already. So, your customer could be using your app and another partner's app, and those can work together. Everything seamlessly works with Salesforce. So as long as your app connects to Salesforce, it'll work in an environment with other apps. If you don't believe me, that our platform is so great, you have to believe the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. We are at the very top right there, Salesforce, and that's based on ability to execute and completeness of vision. So we are the best, basically. The platform is the best one out there for execution and completeness of vision. Also, this one over here is for Magic Quadrant for mobile apps, and we are second, so we're getting there. Our mobile, again, out-of-the-box mobile platform is ranked super well. And this has been the case for lots of years in a row. So really exciting stuff. So why is it so great? Again, Salesforce can't give you more hours in a day, but we can allow you to spend your days doing what matters most. So raise your hand if you want to be spending most of your days dealing with infrastructure, maintaining the data centers, keeping the lights on. No one, right? You want to be spending your time with apps and the customized part on top, and the part that makes your app unique, and the business logic and all that kind of stuff. So what's cool about Salesforce's platform is we provide all the bottom stuff, the stuff you don't want to mess with, the infrastructure, the operations, kind of the data model itself, and then you guys just pick and choose what you want to use from that, and then customize whatever you want on top. So it's a really cool idea that a lot of platforms don't provide. A lot of platforms are just like, here's everything, you can buy additional infrastructure, you can use our operations tool, but we provide all of that, so you can focus on what really matters and what distinguishes your app from the rest. What I like to describe Salesforce as, well, Salesforce orgs, or the data centers, kind of the stuff we provide you, as an apartment building. Because we are multi-tenant infrastructure. How many of you guys have heard this analogy before? Multi-tenancy? So basically, we give you the apartment building, and there's a tenant on every floor, let's say. So you have the structure, you have the upgrades every year, so when we add porches to everyone's houses and new appliances, you get to take advantages of those. So 3 times a year, Salesforce upgrades its core and adds new features and functionality. If you build an app on our platform, you don't have to do anything, and your app is improved 3 times a year. So that's really cool. Like we're constantly helping you improve. Also, all of your customizations that you make on top of Salesforce, nothing breaks. So when we have these upgrades and remodels of the apartment and stuff that you can take advantage of, you never have to worry about, oh, I have to rebuild it now, or something broke because of the upgrade. Nothing breaks, it's seamless upgrades. You won't even know it happened, it's just customers might be a little more happier with the platform and the speed and all that. So it's really cool. Also, we have an open API, API first architecture, so super easy to integrate, lots of APIs to choose from. So definitely, we're good in that regard. The other thing to kind of prove that our platform is so powerful is that our platform is the same platform that all of our apps are built on. So Sales Cloud, which is killing it in the world, like best sales CRM app out there. Service Cloud, everything's built on the Salesforce platform. So we are giving you the ability to build on the exact same platform that we're using for our customers. So it's just a really cool concept, and you guys can take advantage of that exact same platform. So what's included in the platform is Einstein, some AI stuff that we've recently added, security, like I said, we've every security certification out there. It's a super secure platform integration. We take care of all that. Force.com, and you can also use Heroku now. And then there's Lightning and Classic and mobile SDK. So you can take advantage of all this within the platform. Oops. So these are things to remember. With the platform, with the AppExchange, you can build 50% faster dev cycles, which is a big deal for you developers in the room. We take care of a lot of stuff that you have to deal with at a higher level in other platforms. Also, you can build trusted, secure apps because you come with Salesforce's secure, trusted platform automatically. And then also, there's so many AppExchange apps out there. And the ecosystem, as we all know, which is why we're all here, is huge. Everyone's super pumped about Salesforce. It's a thriving ecosystem and world, so you might as well be in that, right? Another cool thing for those of you non-developers that we talked about at the beginning, you don't have to code to build an app. So what does that mean? You can open the Lightning Process Builder, which is seen in the screenshot here, and you can drag and drop different things on the page to create logic. So in the back end, that's writing code, but it's basic if-then statements. So like, if this happens, I want this to happen, and then let me, put in there the logic that I want the next step to be. So this is all done by an admin, anyone who doesn't even have to touch code, and you're building code in the background. So we have a lot of those workflow builders and process builders to make it really easy and fast to write code without actually having to touch code at all, which is super cool. Also, this is an example of the Lightning App Builder. If those of you who are not familiar with it, it's an interface like here, and this has different elements you can drag onto the page. And so these are things in your org, so you can install partners components and those will show up there. You can use standard out-of-the-box components or apps, and those show up there, and then you can drag on different parts of the page to create your own page. So again, something that you would usually have to write code for and say, I want this whole page written in code, you can do this with pointing and clicking. So really cool, powerful stuff for non-developers to take advantage of. Also, another kind of plug for Salesforce's platform is we have so many companies that rely on our platform. Here's a list of some of the names. Again, over 3,000 AppExchange apps, over 30,000 Trailhead badges. There's over 2 million Salesforce developers. So it's a huge ecosystem. It's super thriving, growing really quickly. Also, you're never alone with Salesforce, as we've seen today during India Dreamin. There's over 2 million members in the success community. Woo! Developer community is super thriving. A lot of user groups, as a lot of you guys are in, that we talked about. The Idea Exchange has tons of ideas. Trailhead, of course, I'm sure everyone's been on Trailhead. It's an awesome learning platform. So many users, so many badges have been earned. And yeah, here are some of the trails that you guys should check out. These are the ones I recommend based on the AppExchange itself. So AppExchange Basics for those of you guys who are just starting to learn about it. The AppExchange Partner Basics for those of you guys who want to become a partner and you want to learn more in detail or reference some of the stuff that I said today. And then the app development part, which talks a little bit more about the platform specifically. And also, everyone should go to this link or take a picture of the screen and go to it later. This is bit.ly/ID for India Dreamin, AppEx for AppExchange, ID AppEx. And this has some information about where to go as a next step. So if you want to become a partner or just learn more about the partner program or the AppExchange in general, there's where you can go. All right, that's it for me presentation-wise. Any questions? Anyone?
We have stickers.
We do have stickers, so we can pass those out. I might get a selfie with everyone, kind of like Holly did. I'm copying her idea. So if everyone could smile. All right. Perfect. Any questions at all? Yeah.
I noticed which is 5.5 million applications. So are these applications which have gone through security process or any application published? Because the number is comparatively less.
So I think this number is actually any application that's using some kind of Salesforce ISV partner app in with their Salesforce instance. So it's not installs, it's just any like customer of Salesforce who's been using an ISV partner app. It is a confusing number. And for the first question asked, you get a Kindle. Thanks for asking a question. From AutoRabbit, our sponsor. Yay. All right, picture.
Now you will get more questions.
Great. Thanks for asking a question. Enjoy the Kindle. I don't have any more, but keep asking questions. Sorry.
You shouldn't have said that.
You can ask questions from the audience. There are hoodies and that.
Oh, there are more things. More questions. If you want a prize, yeah.
Now you can ask the questions.
Ma'am, you can ask the
Now
questions.
you can ask the questions.
You
Then we
asked
will
it.
decide whom to give.
A mic for Mahesh? Not that I know him.
So how will be the security review for the free apps? So that there are so many developers, how will you help us for them to develop a free app?
So yeah, any app that goes on, whether it's free or paid, has to go through security review. So if you're putting it on the AppExchange for free, you don't have to pay a fee for security review. We review it for you because we want to ensure every app on the AppExchange is security reviewed.
Is this something different for the enterprise apps or will be same as how we do enterprise apps?
It just depends if it's free or paid. So if you want to sell your app for money, you have to pay for security review. And if you want it for free, then you don't have to pay for security review. We automatically do that for you. Thanks for asking.
Ma'am, you ask the questions and they'll answer it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
choose to whom you have to give the swag or the goodie.
I ask the questions?
Yeah, ma'am.
Any question, ma'am?
Oh, okay. Who's paying attention? What's the big number of installs we're going to get to later this year? Yeah. Yeah, 5 million. Okay. That's kind of an easy
You
one.
once complete the question section, then you decide to whom you have to give it to.
So,
You can ask many more questions.
okay.
It's a type of game.
Yeah.
Then only we can give
Okay, so I have to
and
keep
facts.
going. I didn't prepare questions.
Now ask some tough questions because those,
A tough question.
because there are so many hands putting up.
Oh yeah, what was one of the names of the trails that I recommended you guys check out?
Those who have given the answers, please now raise the hand.
Raise your hand.
It's
So you already
okay.
How about all
You already
three?
got the gift.
Not just one. Who remembers all three? Or 2 out of 3 if no one else. All 3. Let's try all 3.
AppExchange basics.
Yeah?
Get started with AppExchange. No idea. Only one.
Okay, that's 2. Let's see, in the back.
Please get up and answer.
So it's a 3 trails on Trailhead that I recommended.
Can you please move the slide?
One is and one is Astro.
More.
Oh, trails like the modules, like the learning.
AppExchange. One is AppExchange.
Yeah, everything started with AppExchange, but there were 3 different variations.
AppExchange, Partner, ISP, and Basics, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AppExchange
Do you
Basics,
remember?
that was the first one.
Yeah.
And the second was related to the partner,
Yeah.
AppExchange partner.
And what was the 3rd one related to?
Security review.
Oh, no, I think that was good. That was good enough. Good job.
Thank you.
What was the bit.ly link that you guys should go to? Yeah.
bit.ly/IDFX.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Any queries?
Yeah, any questions for me? I'm not good at asking questions.
At the
How many
back.
badges you have?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. You have to look me up. I don't know off the top of my head. I should know. What's the product that I work on specifically?
Success Community.
Yeah. Oh, you should raise your hand, but that's okay. Yes.
And there's a query at the back.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know, like those apps which were built for Classic, how do you recommend them to go for Lightning Experience? Or Lightning Experience entirely different app follows? Like we have to build an entirely different app for Lightning, or you just ask them to make it Lightning edible?
So there's a few things you have to do to make sure your app will work in Lightning, but you don't have to rebuild a new app for Lightning. Some of the little features are like I think it's some buttons. I think JavaScript buttons you have to make into. I forgot this now. Yeah, actions, global actions, and there's like 2 other little things that you have to change to make it work in Lightning. But you don't have to redevelop anything. You don't have to do any big changes. You can build 2 different versions if you want to improve the Lightning version but keep the Classic as is. You can only build stuff that will work in Lightning, and then you can only build stuff that will work. So it's kind of however you want it to be. You can have them be the same. You can have them be 2 separate apps, but you shouldn't have to do a lot of work, basically. It should work almost automatically in Lightning.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, question? Oh. Just over here.
You said that we don't have to build an entire app on Lightning Experience, but will that make our app Lightning ready so we can ask for a Lightning ready banner for our app?
So Lightning Ready banner only means that it does work in Lightning. So kind of what I was saying to her, you have to look for those like 2 or 3 things of changes that you have to make to your app to make sure it works, but it doesn't have to be built in Lightning components, and it doesn't have to use specific Lightning things. So Lightning Ready just means it will work when a customer installs it and is using Lightning Experience.
You were suggesting that the Visual Force page we build, when we make it compatible to Lightning, then it will be Lightning ready. We can apply for Lightning ready banner.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have any of those little things that I'm talking about. And there's actually something in the setup menu that's like check Lightning readiness if you haven't turned on Lightning Experience in your org. And if you click into that, it goes through those things and it says, I'm going to run a report on everything in your app and let you know what you need to change. So if it finds any JavaScript buttons, if it finds anything else, it'll basically spit out a report and say, these are the things you need to fix, and here's how to do that.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Question in the back?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, my question is: Salesforce is working on AI as it is using Einstein. So what are the various work are performing on Einstein? Means what are the other things which are related with Einstein on which Salesforce is working?
Yeah, so Einstein eventually will be applied to all of our products. There's going to be like an Einstein for Sales Cloud, Einstein for Service Cloud, and we'll have different Einstein processes kind of integrated to each of the functionalities of those apps. Detail-wise on what's coming and when, I'm not exactly sure, and I'm scared to say, but I know that they're definitely working to have an Einstein piece in every single app that's out there, and then into the platform itself. So stuff that partners will eventually be able to take advantage of when you're building on the platform. But details around that, I can't say.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. No problem. Any other questions? Yeah. Oh.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I just want to ask, do AppExchange app supports mobile?
Do they what, sorry?
AppExchange app. So do AppExchange app supports mobile?
They're automatically mobile, yeah. So if you're building an AppExchange app and you haven't even done anything, and then someone installs your app, logs into Salesforce One, the mobile app, and then logs in, your app will be there working on.
Suppose if I will develop an app and I will upload it in the AppExchange, then who all have users have the privilege to access those apps?
Sorry, ask the question again?
If I'll develop an app,
Yeah.
and I'll upload it on the AppExchange,
Yeah.
then who all users have privilege to access those apps?
So any user of Salesforce, or anyone who even isn't using Salesforce, so any person who goes to AppExchange.salesforce.com can see your app, and then when they click Get It Now or Install, it'll ask them to provide a Salesforce org. And then that user can either use their CRM org, so their like normal production Salesforce org, or they can spin up a development org or use whatever org they want. So technically, they don't have to be a Salesforce customer to install your app. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions? All right. Then I guess that's it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, ma'am, please. You have